previously, we were working with FS system, and there was something like synchronous and asynchronous file system. So how is it working and what's the pros and cons of each of them? It will be very simple and very easy. I will try to tell you everything in the simple way. So first of all, about that, we will just discuss the synchronous methods. So pros of synchronous methods is that it's simple to write and understand, and execution order is predictable. So you just go step by step from the top to the bottom of the code. You know that what will appear and what will happen step by step, but that's the only reasons you can use synchronous methods in that way. But about cons of that asynchronously methods, it's blocking the execution of the program. So you have to wait, for example, 1 minute till something will be loaded inside your file, and it's not suitable for large files of performance critical tasks, as you can see. So as I mentioned before, you will block your application whenever you would like to create something big. So you will try to save something to your database, and your server will freeze till it will be not saved. And that's why we've got asynchronously methods. And the pros of it is, first of all, it's not blocking. So you can just launch it. It will be appearing at the background under the hood. And whenever it will be ready, it will just get to your application and save the file. It is better performance because of the thing that is not blocking, and it's suitable for large files and performance critical tasks. So as the synchronous is not, asynchronous is the thing that you should do for the larger files. In our case, when we created that FS file system, we don't have to use that asynchronously way. But whenever we would like to create a lot of files, we have to use that asynchronous way. In other way, we will just create some kind of messy application that will freeze every time we click anything. But there are also some cons. First of all, is more complex code structure. So in our case, in FS module, we've got very easy way of understanding that asynchronous method. But whenever we'll just go further, it will be more trees inside our forest, and it will be less predictable how you can write that code and understand. So you have to learn that way, and to learning that course, don't worry, to write most of your code asynchronously. And the execution order might not be predictable. That's the case that I just mentioned before. Whenever you run your asynchronous methods, you don't know what will happen after and other things. So there is some kind of blocking table that will just create and wait till the file was created. So you have to understand more complex the structure of asynchronously methods to imagine how that execution order might just get into your file and your server and your, for example, application. It's harder way. You will learn by yourself using and creating a lot of application. Of course, we will here I will show you what is the difference when we create our first bigger application, and how it can be messy. So just going to the end, the asynchronously methods are preferred in Node.js as they do not block the execution of our program and provide the better performance. However, there is one however, because synchronous methods can be useful in certain scenarios. For example, such as during the initial setup of our server that we will create later on using, for example, Express, or in the scripts where performance is not critical. So in our case, when we created that file system, our performance was not critical, and we can, without any problem, create that way. And by understanding the difference between the synchronous and asynchronous, because with understanding only that things that you can see on your monitor right now, you will be able to work with files, with database effectively on your server. So that will be all for that lesson, and I hope you to see at the next one.